Hello guys, kimjonglirtw here, back with another online commentary battle for Total War. This time it's a 2 vs 2 31k rules battle sent in by the Terrible Turk, who is playing as Germania here. We've also got JGP on the Terrible Turk's team, and opposing them on the opposite side is Killer B as the Greeks and Uther's dragons as Britannia. Looks like Uther's gone for a lot of chariots here, 6 heavy chariots. Looks like he might have hidden, probably has hidden a bunch of infantry, head hurlers, stuff like that in the woods. Not in the woods, in the swamp. And there are 2 druids here, one of which is his general, so a pretty interesting build. I think with Germania, chariots are norm, but the druids are... we'll see how they go. We've got the Greek cities here with Killer B. He's got, looks like 3 Cretans, maybe more in the swamp, and Spartans with a bunch of other Spartans probably hidden in the swamp. For Germania, we've got like a Greek cav unit, General's Bodyguard out there. For Germania, he's got probably 6 Gothic cav. I don't see any reason not to bring 6. Chosen Axemen over here, looks like gold upgrades. 2 Berserkers. Looks like gold as well, something like that. Gold silver maybe. Some chosen archers here and there, so a lot of those actually. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 chosen archers, so basically the rest of his army is made up of chosen archer warbands. JGP's got 2 archer auxilia, and the rest urbans with 4 Praetorian calves, so he's just cut 2 cav for the archers. Actually, he's got 3 archers, so he's probably cut 2 cav and 1 of the urbans. Yeah, so I think Britannia in this kind of matchup is in a pretty good spot. If he can kind of circumvent the archers with the chariots, he can probably do a lot of damage, but he needs to get engaged first. Greece is also in a good spot against Britannia, but obviously you want Greece to get matched up against Britannia in the first place. And I think that's what the Terrible Turk and JGP should probably try to avoid. It's getting Britannia engaged with the Greeks is not good at all. You really want them to go... if you hit the Greeks, you want them to go only after they're stuck on the urbans. So you definitely want the urbans to get engaged with the Greeks first. The urbans don't do well against chariots anyway, but they do a lot better than Germania against the Greeks. So you definitely want the urbans to get engaged with the Greeks. It looks like that's what JGP is kind of going for here. Put his Praetorian cavalry here and it's getting shot with arrows, so maybe lose formation that, or don't put it there in the first place. At least the Germanic units aren't tanking any like arrows and stuff, which is good. I think Uther could be a bit more proactive with these Barbarian Warlord chariots. I mean, there are chosen archer warbands here, which makes it pretty dangerous, but if he can get them in to this slot here, it could be really, it could just be like a major setback for this team over here, because with no armor, chariots just shred these guys, and yeah, I mean, chosen axemen, they have the armor piercing weapons, but it does nothing against the chariots, since the chariots are too fast and they just get cut up before they can really swing their axes in time. These berserkers definitely want you definitely want them to trigger on a chariot or something, so it chases the chariot instead, and you can kind of kite it around the map. Looks like a bit more of this Britannia army is going to get revealed. Looks like they are going to be head hurlers. Definitely want to protect them from the chosen archer warband. Looks like the skirmish phase has started. Germania and Rome have far superior archers, so they definitely want to use that to their fullest advantage. Probably get some archers on these guys, which looks like is what they're doing, and then you want to use these archers to start shooting the chariots or the head hurlers. Don't want to be shooting the Greeks so much, which I think is a mistake over here. Looks like a lot of them are shooting the Greeks. Really should be trying to get shots on the chariots and the head hurlers here. Looks like some arrows are going to the head hurlers though, which is good news. Peeler phase should have started. Looks like arrows are going into the front of these urbans here, which is terrible. You don't want to be shooting urbans. You'd rather be shooting these archers or these cav with the Cretans instead. He really should spread as well. You need to match the spread of your opponent, so you kind of have to spread just a little bit more, just to make up for the how much he's gone, because he's gone a bit wide, so it's going to be easy for him to surround him, which is not what you want as Greece. You can have a little bit of surround as Greece, but not too much. We'll see. Let's see. Germania, looks like the Germanic infantry has been triggered. The berserkers, this is really bad for Germania. I mean, he's stringing them along, and they're just getting shot to bits. They're not going to do anything. They're not going to be able to catch General's bodyguard. Why is he running this? He should be running this way, not back there, this way. If he runs over here, then he can just keep shooting them, and these chariots can just mince them up. But it looks like the berserkers are going off the archers anyway. So yeah, I mean, it's still a good result. Still a good result for Team Killer Bee and Uther here. Looks like the Testudas have gone in. Peeler is gonna do a lot if he gets them into this back row here. Head hurlers not gonna do much against the Testudas, but if he gets them into these urbans over here, will be good. Even in loose formation, because of their low armor, they're just getting shredded, so it's quite dangerous. And these archers really doing some really nice work on the Britannic units. This is nice. Uther's just finishing off these berserkers here. Not letting them stay around to do things. Great move there. Definitely don't want the berserkers sticking around, and that's a lot of money gone for the Germania player, which is the Terrible Turk. So Terrible Turk now without his berserkers only has this infantry to fall back on. But JGP is... Ooh, how is he doing? I don't know, it seems pretty even to me at the moment. JGP, I reckon JGP's got the worst end of this, because they're on the front of the pikes, which is not what you want. You definitely want to go around. The danger of going around is that the chariots can get you. So that might be what he's looking out for, but like this, on the front of pikes is pretty terrible. Well, this is strange. I think Killer Bee's spreading a bit too much now. I mean, you spread to match their wideness, but you don't spread to, like, that far. If they're that far, they're not a threat anymore. Anyway, Woad Warriors. That's interesting. Chosen Swordsmen and Woad Warriors, a mix of both. That's quite interesting. We'll see what these druids can do. I'm pretty optimistic about this Britannic army doing some work here. They have a really good surround. Uther's going in for a massive charge on these cav units. He's got to be careful not to get them stuck on the front though. Oh no, okay. You don't want to get your Woad Warriors cav charged. They're pretty much naked barbarian dudes. So yeah. Looks like Uther's gonna get most of his guys stuck on the front of some of that cav there, and he's not gonna be able to use the chariots to their potential. He really should have just spread. He bunched up his chariots and charged them all into one spot. He should have kind of spread them out a bit more, and maybe try and gotten more around the flanks and things. That would have been a lot more effective and opened up like this entire flank for his Woad Warriors and stuff. But meanwhile here it's going really well. I said I was optimistic about this army doing work, and it is. It's routed quite a few units here, and it looks like the Julia infantry, apart from these kind of side units here, is gonna get mopped up quite quickly. Now, after these infantry are mopped up, it leaves Greece and Britannia in a very interesting situation. After these guys are mopped up, the Terrible Turk and JGP are actually going to have the option of just skirmishing the rest of the battle. And I think that's what they're going to have to do now because most of their infantry is gone. But yeah, with these naked like these word warriors are pretty bad. Also the Terrible Turk and JGP have the cav advantage, and it's not like they're out of infantry either. They have a bit, so I think an option for them is to kind of just skirmish this out, kind of use their archers to their full advantage. And looks like one of Uther's chariots has come back there. These Gothic Cav gonna be very good for picking off units that get too far out, like these ones over here. Very nice. JGP's picked up on it. Terrible Turk should kind of support him just going back here if he sees it. Hope he sees it. That was a good opportunity. Guess he missed it. Anyway, so it looks like the center part has been mocked up. I think Killer Bee, a good option for him would be to kind of loose formation all these guys, spread them a bit. Looks like he's going to be forced to turn them around to face these guys, and that's going to enable JGP and the Terrible Turk to get some really nice back shots in. I think really, yeah, it's quite tough now because they have so many archers, and because the Word Warriors are like naked dudes, and the Chosen Swordsmen aren't great against archers either. Britannia's gonna get shredded pretty fast. The Spartans are too slow, and they don't have really adequate missile defenses. I mean, if you have the Urbans, at least you have the Testudo. With the Spartans, you can just put them in loose, and that's the most you can really do. So this puts them in not such a great spot, and with all this cav running around, it's gonna hurt the morale a lot. I think Terrible Turk was quite hasty with these charges. This charge is alright, but the one that went into here was a bit too optimistic, I think. You can definitely try and pick off some of these units out back over here, like this one, maybe. Ooh, looks like someone's leader has died. No matter. So that one routes, frees up some of these guys, should get these guys around here, like around the flank. That would be really nice. Looks like he's missed it though. This cav, very nice here by JGP. He's kind of gone in for a feint, made these guys turn around, which kind of takes the pressure off a little bit. Some more charges coming in from JGP and Terrible Turk. This one is not going to do much. It actually routed more of his units than his opponent's units. I think it must have been JGP's general that died, because now his units are kind of mass routing in the center. Still have a lot of archers though, and with the archers, you've got to be... I don't know how I feel right now. Uther, I mean, these chariots have been around for a while. I'm surprised he didn't bring them back earlier. These chariots could be attacking these Praetorian cav. Shouldn't be running away. Should get this chariot around here, help out here, and you could probably route this unit here. A lot of archers and enough cav to protect them is quite dangerous. Usually the reason archers fail is because they don't have cav to protect them, or the cav is too slow to protect them. In this case, Gothic cav is definitely fast enough to kind of protect them. And if this unit comes back, it's more protection for the archers. And Uther's just got this kind of British heavy cav unit left, so it's probably gonna die if it gets shot too much. And it could probably just get charged down and die, to be honest. I mean, they've already been routed once, so the morale isn't that great. Impetuous. These guys are dangerous though, they're steady. They'll probably get killed if they go melee though. It depends. See how that goes. Yeah, Killer Bee really should be loose formation these guys, as should Uther. Like, loose formation, guys, come on, defend against missiles. Looks like they haven't thought of it yet, so they're just gonna get shot for a while. At least they're facing the arrows. That's good. These Spartans are really what's carrying, keeping Killer Bee in the game though, because without these Spartans, they would basically just have these like Word Warriors and crap, so which would die really fast to archers. Really, loose formation would help though. These chariots could do some work. Chase this unit down. Micro. This unit's just gonna stand here and shoot the chariots if he's not careful. Okay, looks like he has noticed them. That's good. What's this unit doing? Why is it running away? I don't know what Killer Bee's thinking with this unit. It's gonna get shredded by archers and picked off with like a cav. Spartan hoplites here, not doing anything. I wonder if the archers are out of arrows. Some of them might be. No, looks like these guys still have arrows. These guys still have arrows as well. So, I mean, this is kind of a waste. If you've gone for this strategy of just staying here and tanking out the arrows, then you should just stay with that. This won't do anything. Especially if it's in tight formation. I mean, it's just going to get shot to bits in tight formation. At least loose formation if you're chasing. British heavy chariots. Gonna run around. Back into archer range. Looks like some archers are getting some nice side shots in here. Again, loose formation would help. And turning them around. I mean, everyone's gone. No one's facing. You're not facing anyone anymore. Just turn around. Turn around. I think he's doing that. Surely he's gonna do that. He's not even facing anything anymore. He's facing nothing. He's facing like one unit of chosen archers. That's like 35 men. Yeah, no. So it looks like Killer Bee's abandoning his game plan and he's gonna chase Britannia cavalry with Spartans. Not sure about that. They've got to loose formation. Come on, loose formation. You can loose formation, you know. It'll help. I promise. So yeah, I think loose formation would really have helped. He could have loose formation maybe 10 minutes ago, and that would have reduced his losses. You can put them back into tight quite quickly. I mean, you can probably see the enemy coming anyway. Nice pick off by Killer Bee here though. Nice pick off. They didn't need to move their entire army over there, but good pick off by Killer Bee with these chariots. Nice work. So now they're out of cav. Killer Bee should not try to suicide these British chariots in. He should be keeping an eye on this Gothic cav, and these chariots should now exclusively be focused on these Gothic cav and waiting for an opportunity where the Gothic cav move out of archer range, and that's when Killer Bee should kind of kill it. And that'll reduce the morale for these Germanic units, and it'll be alright. It'll be great. These cav as well, he can keep an eye on these. Like, you want to use these now as cav killers, you don't want to use them as archer chasing thing. And then after you killed all the cav, you want to kind of just keep them around for the morale penalties that you can inflict. And maybe in the late game, who knows, you might get lucky and you be able to use it as actual cav. But really, these guys should be in loose formation. These guys too. I don't know why they're not in loose formation. They're just gonna die. Loose formation? No. Gonna turn around and walk back. Get shot a little bit more. Yeah, so I guess their strategy is still to just wait out the archers. But I think a lot of little things could have been done better by Killer Bee and Uther. Uther should keep these guys... Well, I guess this kind of works. Because he has the chariots to protect them. If he didn't have the chariots to protect them, then the cav could kind of run around and like cav charge them and they would die. But he's got these chariots, so it's alright to move them out of range like that. The other option would be just put them in loose formation, which is not being done. Looks like they're hiding in the swamp, which is interesting to say the least. Let's just have a check of the units that are left for JGP and Terrible Turk. JGP's got this urban left, which will be very helpful. No, it's not urban. What am I talking about? It's an archer auxiliary unit, which will not be helpful because it's out of arrows. Terrible Turk has got 1, 2... kind of 3... let's say 2.5-ish cav units left. Might be able to help out, but not against the Spartans. Even back charges won't do much at this point, because you need the Spartans to be lower on numbers first. Like at this critical kind of mass, cab charges won't do much. You need them to be a bit thinner. Thin them out a bit more. These chosen axemen are going to be completely useless on the front of pikes. These archers are the only thing that's keeping Terrible Turk in the game. So he's got to use these as effectively as he possibly can. This is a very close game though. I'm enjoying this. This is fun to watch. Terrible Turk. Gonna line up some of these chosen axemen. That's really what Killer Bee's got to be focusing on. The chosen axemen. They can deal quite a bit of damage in a short amount of time if he's not careful. Oh, looks like Uther's going in for a charge. This is a good pick-off if he can get it. This is a very nice pick-off. No, he shouldn't be moving his infantry there as well, but this is a nice charge. There we go, there we go. They're out, out, out. Pull them out. Don't leave them in there. Pull them out. Oh, looks like one's routed. It was a good shot at a pick-off, but I think he kept them in there a bit too. I would probably have just kind of touched them, and if they didn't rout, I'd just run away. Cause yeah, looks like the general's out. This leaves them very vulnerable. Gonna get charged down by the Terrible Turk. That's not good. Not good. As I said before, the only thing keeping those infantry dudes safe was the chariots, and with the chariots gone, when they're isolated like this, they are finished. They're just gonna get charged down by cav. This is my first time watching this, by the way, so I have no idea who actually wins. Killer Bee gonna come in here and rescue these British units, Britannic units. Yeah, chosen axemen still. This big unit here still alive, 60 guys. These chosen archers can turn into kind of infantry, but they're gonna be pretty crap against Spartans if there are enough of them. At this point, though, I think that the quantity of these guys has been reduced so much that these chosen archers might be useful. Just like kind of en masse might be pretty nice. So now the question is, what do you use to go up against these pikes? I think what I would do is charge chosen archers in first, and then try to use the chosen axemen as the kind of shock troops to break them. The cab as well, of course. But yeah, I think chosen archers are a bit better to get the first engagement in, and these archer auxilia, because they have a bit more armor than the chosen axemen. So using the chosen axemen as more of a shock troop is better in this case. Looks like they're getting ready. Killer Bee really should be boxing here. Make more of a circle. Make more of a circle. Looks like he might be trying to do that now. It's a bit late though. Gotta watch out. Looks like they've been resting their guys up quite a bit. Except this chosen archer unit here. Most guys are fresh or warmed up, which is good. Okay, he's gonna charge in now. Terrible Turk going in with the chosen archers. Boom, boom, boom. Cav in as well. Nice slice charge here. Not gonna do much though, because there are tons of Spartans. One unit routes though. Can he get the mass route? I think he can. I'm optimistic. If he doesn't, he might just lose. He needs to get the route here. There we go. The British general. The British general has routed. Looks like they're mass routing. So yeah, unless these two Spartans somehow hold out forever, looks like it's going to be a win for the Terrible Turk and JGP. Very nice. Very peculiar game. With very peculiar faction choices. I think it definitely could have been played better by both sides, but I think a lot of improvement could have been made on the for the Greeks especially, because the Greeks, they could have done a lot of things to help them survive the archers better. Loose formation would definitely have helped. By, you know, just mitigating the damage. Every bit of chip counts when using archers, so loose formation really helps. And you can loose formation and put down your pikes, and that might give even more defense against the archers. And yeah, Killer B could have done better with the chariots. He could have gone around. He should have spread out his chariots a bit and just kind of tried to find those one-on-one engagements or get a flank going on the cav. That could have freed up the flank and just won them the battle right there, because that nice swing with his chosen I've forgotten the name now. Chosen Swordsman. Yeah, the Chosen Swordsman and Word Warriors did really well in the center. That was a really nice turn, where he flanked around, got the route. It was very nice, but he couldn't capitalize on it because they had no cav by the end of it. And what happened was they lost their cav advantage. They kind of got it back a little bit with the chariots coming back from routing, which is really nice to see. I really like that pick off of the cav back over there. I thought that kind of put them back in the game a little bit. Yeah, he should have played a bit more conservative with the chariots, I think. Overall, great game though. I've never played a game like that before where someone's won by shooting people to pieces in 31k. In CWB it happens all the time, and I think this is one of the instances where CWB could really have helped. Because if you play CWB, you kind of know how to deal with these situations a bit better. What you do is, if you're down, you box up, you can lose formation, you know all your stuff, and yeah. I think not making the box at the end was a big mistake by Killer B. It would have given him a much better shot at kind of, making a comeback. But yeah, great game. I really enjoyed this one. I'll see you guys next time.